All right,
Don't
you
talk
can
to the
roll.
man, 'cause
All right, you can roll on this.
Talking to the man sucks.
All right.
I'm your therapist.
Okay, so so I've struggled against severe depression my whole life. And so that is why I just do whatever the I feel like doing. Because life is short and I have a venue in which I can go in and play and I can beat myself up about it and hear that self-critical voice over and over that just tortures me. So then I just say, well, I'm going to lower my standards. I'm just going to paint whatever I feel like painting. Sometimes it's probably really stupid. Maybe it makes you cringe or whatever. But, it's got to come out somehow. I'm a painter.
Well, for years and years, they say that money has been the root of all evil to a lot of men. But if you ask me to have my pick, I'll take the money, you can have the chick. I'm gonna have myself a ball, 'cause you sure don't know when you got to go.
So in 1989, I was in my very first job outside of college for the first time. And it was a biotech startup company. And the guys were just total jerks. And they were dealing with venture capitalists and lawyers. And they all thought I was such a wacko. So when I came to Brickbottom, the first thing I saw was a great lobby show with lots of skeletons in the paintings. And I was like, yes, there are people just as weird as I am. Because I'm always obsessed about death. And I kept thinking, these venture capitalists are acting like such jerks. Don't they realize that we're all going to die someday? What is my process in the studio? It's kind of hard for me to tell people exactly how it works because it's very much whatever whim comes over me when I'm working. Sometimes I'm kind of reluctant to go into the studio. So when I go in, I just pretty much do what I feel like doing that day, whether it be mosaics. Sometimes I really don't feel like painting per se, and I'll just start sticking tiles to the surface. I don't always start with a concept in my mind. Sometimes I just doodle on a large scale. One thing I find really helpful is to have a really messy surface to start out with so I don't get too uptight about, ruining the perfect whiteness. So I'll crumple up a lot of newspaper and stick it to the surface just to get started and to get some texture. I like to put slogans in my paintings, and occasionally the slogan will come first, but not always. So in 1989, I got into the building. It was very unfinished at the time. Technically, it was open for business, but the whole surroundings were much less developed. Right now, the outside neighborhood is pretty ugly and soul-crushing, but the courtyard is really beautiful, and this really is such a nurturing environment, a place where I could feel safe, and it's funky, and people are a little weird, and so everyone's very open-minded and creative, and I just love it. I'm gonna be the little old 89-year-old granny living in Unit C414 for the rest of my life.